Lois Lane joins the Furies in Superman issue 34. Trapped somewhere on the fiery world of Apokolips, Lois watches Granny Goodness order some slaves back to her lair. As she goes to look for her husband and son, Lois is knocked out by someone unknown. Elsewhere, Lex confronts the people who took him, telling the people that he will forgive them for kidnapping him, but the people say chaos reigns over the planet and they need their leader. Lex says this isn't the only world he looks after, and his homeworld of Earth is also in a troubled state since Earth is weaker than Apokolips. One of the people says that he is expected to honor his own promise, and if he doesn't, she will kill herself to make sure he stays as ruler. Lex gets the woman to cut his hand, saying their scripture says the god they are after is invincible, yet Lex bleeds. Lex gets the woman and her father to recite the scripture, which says on the day of Darkseid's death, a human from Metropolis will take up his place and save them, bringing them truth and justice. Getting them to ask if he is their god, Lex says no, making the people turn on him in an instant, proclaiming he is a false god. While they were talking, Lex activated his boom tube and Superman is boomed to him, allowing Lex to say that he is the god that they are looking for. Waking up, Lois finds herself in Granny Goodness's company, now a prisoner of the female Furies. Lois wonders what the slaves being whipped near her did, and Mad Harriet explains that they were paid to find Darkseid but got greedy and lied to them, thus making them slaves. The whip is then turned on Lois, who is then binded in chains and added to the line of slaves. It's not long before a giant dredge worm attacks the group, killing some of the slaves. Finding a dropped energy weapon, Lois grabs the weapon and helps the Furies until one of them turns on her for using a gun. The Fury is killed by the worm, giving Lois enough time to break her own chains and continue the battle with the worm. Eventually the Furies kill the beast. Seeing Lois's ferocity, Granny is impressed, gifting her the armor of the Fury that was killed in battle. Suiting up, Granny brings Lois some food, telling her she is relentless and driven, something which every Fury must have. Elsewhere, Superboy is chased by some horse-riding warriors who intend to capture him. Heading towards a cliff, John takes off into the skies, wishing he was rather at school than on the Death Planet. Superman issue 34 was a really Lois-centric story, as she ended up joining forces with the Furies. And rightly so, since Lois is a character who can handle herself and she's a very strong character, as we've seen in the most recent arc, which was the Deathstroke arc. It was great seeing Lois get into the action this issue, and her team up with Granny Goodness, who actually gave her some compliments, was pretty awesome, and to see her sort of not be the villain really at all this issue was kind of interesting as well. I really enjoyed Lex turning down being a god, since it's a fantastic way to show his character growth over the course of the DC Rebirth, since if this was like pre-Flashpoint Lex, he would in a heartbeat jump at the chance at being the god of Apokolips if it meant that Superman would be killed, but here he's actually making Superman out to be the god, which is something you never would have expected from Lex back then. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.